Hello everyone and welcome back to the Twitch TV Lounge. As the sun goes down here at DreamHack Winter, I'm going to still be interviewing all of the great streaming personalities and esports players that we've got here. And next up on the casting couch, it is Kane of myInsanity. So we've recently talked, but not super recently, but we did a show together. And you were living out in Switzerland.
Yes.
And you know, living the esports dream, although it was very expensive for you.
Yeah.
And now it's all changed. You're going to be leaving Switzerland behind. So what's going on?
All right. Well, yeah, like you said, I've been living in Switzerland for the past 3 months, and great opportunity to live in Europe. Parts of Europe I really enjoy. Lots of esports opportunity out here. I mean, you got DreamHacks and Asus ROGs and stuff like Home Story Cups. So there's a lot of opportunities in Europe. But with the WCS region lock that Blizzard is introducing next year, combined with the fact that I haven't been home for, like in the past year, I've been gone I think 8 or 9 months or something like that. Haven't gotten much time at home at all, and really want to catch up with my family and all my friends back home and stuff. So I think moving to Canada right now, moving back to Canada, is a good choice for me. I think, and I'll plan to stay there for at least a few months, at least.
Well, let's talk about the region lock, because I was going to get onto that.
Yep.
I mean, obviously some people might be a little bit critical, like, oh, you're coming back now?
Yes, yeah.
Now that we're getting rid of all the Koreans for you, you know? But I mean, that's how it has to work, right? It wasn't really viable for somebody like yourself, I guess, to be competing in that current environment. Yeah. So how do you feel about it all?
I think I feel kind of two ways about it. First of all, I feel my selfish side says I'm happy about it because it'll be easier money and it'll be more money for foreigners such as myself. Less competition, less better players, okay? But with that comes the fact that there won't be as many Koreans competing, obviously, so you won't be able to improve as much. There won't be Koreans laddering on NA in Europe anymore. It'll all be against foreigners pretty much. So I'm a little bit nervous that even though there will be a great North American and European scene, hopefully, when it comes to BlizzCon and 2015 BlizzCon, all the foreigners will just get absolutely smashed. Like, we'll have no chance. But it could work out that because there will be a strong European and North American scene, we'll kind of combine together and we'll practice together and improve. But I don't see it working that way, to be honest.
So, go on, follow the thought through. I mean, you know, it's kind of a little bit late in the game's history to maybe think that foreigners are going to suddenly be able to bridge the gap. Yeah. I like the idea of a region lock because then at least, you know, you can follow people from that region and there's going to be a mix of names at the next BlizzCon, you know. So I mean, I'm kind of behind that idea. You're right. I think everyone will get smashed, but I don't think there's anything we can do in the short term to address that problem.
That's the thing, right? We're kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place. I mean, if things continue to go as they are right now with no region lock, foreigners will still get smashed. But with a region lock, like you said, you can support your national hero. You know, maybe they'll go a bit farther than they would otherwise, and they'll still get smashed, but you know, you get that extra opportunity to cheer for them and stuff like that.
And there's always the chance that they won't. You know, it could happen.
It could, yeah. So. But what I'm afraid will happen is that, you know, the Koreans will all be together in Korea again because there's the SPO TV League and stuff like that. So they'll all go back to Korea and be successful or whatever, and they'll be practicing together and stuff like that. And they'll keep improving. Everything there will be dandy. You know, they'll keep improving, getting better. And then foreigners will really have no chance. Like, we see players like Snoot, Bunny, Scarlet. They're doing great, you know? Yeah, of course. Even without living in Korea. Like, Scarlet did for quite a while, but Snoot and Bunny, Snoot was there for 2 months or something. And they do great. They're really great players. But part of that is because they play against Korean ladder, like Korean players on the ladder, right? On European ladder, so I'm just afraid that since they won't have that opportunity as much anymore, even they won't have a chance anymore. Like the foreign hope might disappear, you know? That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, you're right. It could be one of those measures that we implement and it's completely counterproductive, you know. But I'm always hoping there's going to be an anomaly. There's been one each year, I think, you know, and obviously most recently we've had Snoot as, you know, the great foreign hope. But I don't know who's going to step up and be the next one.
I think Bunny. You know, like, he's already up there, and people say either him or Snoot are probably the best foreigner right now. But I don't think Bunny's ever been to Korea.
No.
And he is absolutely demolishing right now. He didn't do so well in this tournament so far, I think. But I've seen him take games off of Koreans consistently, and he's a really strong guy. Good mindset, strong guy. And if he gets motivated to practice even more, he's going to be scary.
I remember I did an interview with Bunny. When was it? I think it was his first tournament. So it was like Copenhagen Games, like 2011 or 2010.
Something like that.
It might be 2011, I think. I think it was when they did the first Starcraft tournament. And some guy like came up to me. He wasn't. I don't even think he was with an org. But he might have been. It's also vague. They drink a lot at the Danish events.
A long time ago too.
Yeah, and somebody went like, oh, you know, there's this Danish event. Could you just do us a favour and interview him just to give us a little bit of exposure?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think anyone had any expectations like that we would be here now talking about him as one of the great foreigners. But you know, I was there at Gfinity and you know, saw how well he did there, and just everything that this guy has done, you know, in the last like 6 to 8 months. Yeah, it's just been phenomenal. The guy's just been on an upward trajectory. Yeah. What's his secret, dude? Why can't you do that?
That's a good question. I think we'd all like to know that, but you know, some people, I think when you combine natural talent with hard work, I think you get somebody who's really, really scary like Bunny. We see that with Scarlett somewhat. She has a lot of natural talent, maybe doesn't practice that much. And then Snoot's the same thing, a lot of natural talent, a lot of practice. I don't think I have the natural talent so much. I think I have a lot of hard work, but I'm hoping that if I can keep working hard, it'll kind of even out the natural talent. Yeah, but that's the thing that I'm missing the most, I think. And not to say that I couldn't work any harder, you know, but I think I am missing something that really great foreign players have, like Snoot, Scarlett, and Bunny.
Is it difficult to kind of, you know, when you're away from your home environment? Because, I mean, I know it's Switzerland, it's not like you've gone out there to career and you're boot camping all the time, but, you know, you've uprooted yourself, you've took yourself away from a comfortable environment, you've, you know, moved to a foreign country, and all in the name of esports.
Sure.
So has that kind of maybe rocked your ability to be totally in the comfort zone and progress, or has that actually been helpful?
Like one of the main reasons, not one of the main reasons, but one of the benefits of getting into esports for myself was traveling. And I've always wanted to travel a lot, even when I was younger. And I saw esports as a really great opportunity to do that. And I have gotten to travel a lot. And sure, maybe it's been a bit detrimental to my practice, a little bit. But, you know, I don't think it's made that big of a difference. Sure, there's a lot of moving around, a lot of getting used to new environments, but I would say that's almost helpful, you know, because you're not always in your comfort zone. Like at a tournament like this, you're not going to be in your comfort zone, right? Not, no. So I would say it's helpful, but there are some downsides to it, of course. You know, sometimes you're not going to be playing in your favorite conditions. It does take a lot of getting used to playing in a new place and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to focus, like if you're homesick, if you're missing your friends, if you're in a fight with somebody that you can't resolve because it's so far away. It does get hard to focus, so there are some days like that, but I have no regrets about traveling.
So you're going to be moving back to Canada soon?
Yep.
Right? So after this event, in fact.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yep.
So what does that mean for the whole myInsanity.eu?
One of the reasons I was picked up by myInsanity was to be an American representative.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll keep going. Like I have no plans to switch teams or anything like that, and I just plan to carry the MYI flag in America, I guess. I'll be trying to go to as many American events as I can next year. So stuff like Red Bull and IEM, they're actually getting quite popular in the States and Canada. So I'll try to attend as many as many of those as I can, and just keep fighting.
But it's still going to be .eu. You're not going to be .na.
It'll still be .eu. Yeah.
They could, you could go plant a flag, be like one of those pioneer types.
Yeah, exactly.
Start, you know, and offshoot the all get some slightly different colours on.
Yeah.
You know?
And like we also have Arium on the American team. So yeah.
I know you're going to be. I haven't even seen any of the results, by the way, in the tournament so far.
Yeah.
Have you played yet?
In this tournament?
Yeah.
I'm just here for fun.
Oh, you're here for fun?
Yeah.
Good,
I'm just here for watching.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I've done some interviews with some guys like earlier today, and it was like, and I'm like, how's the tournament going? Like, well, I've already lost.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
It's always a bit awkward when that happens, right? Yeah.
So, I mean, and I've seen some of the big names that are here. You know, and it looks like it's pretty stacked actually.
Yeah.
For, you know, which is fitting because you know DreamHack Winter, it's the anniversary year and stuff. How do you see it all panning out? I mean, I've heard from a reliable source over lunch there hasn't been any upsets yet. So, how are things looking?
Well, it looks like the foreigners, like Bunny got demolished in his group, I think. I don't know if he's done it yet, but he was looking pretty tough. Yeah, I don't see any big upsets happening. The one that surprised me the most is Liquid Hero.
Yeah.
He's been doing pretty well. Last time I checked, he was 4-0 in his group, and that's after losing to Rhett at last DreamHack. Not to say Rhett's a bad player or anything,
no.
but it's still an upset. And yeah, he got knocked out really early of that DreamHack. So I'm going to watch out for him, because it's possible that he could come out of the, what's the saying, out of the woodwork and kind of demolish everybody, but who knows, right? I'm watching out for, obviously, Life and Taja are the two favorites.
Yeah, sure.
And, you know, True.
Yeah,
Dead Pixel's True.
Yeah, I do.
He was on Kespa for a long time, and he just recently switched over. I'm watching out for him, because I think he can be really, really scary. So I think those are the three players that I'm most looking out for.
I've been told MC's in good practice form.
It could be.
That's what I've been told.
But
to be fair, I was told that by a friend of MC.
Oh, really? Okay.
So,
well, then a little bit biased there, I'm sure,
just
yeah.
a tad. But apparently he's been beating everybody in practice on the ladder. So.
Yeah, on Europe ladder or Korea ladder, do you know?
That's a good point.
Probably Europe.
So.
Yeah. I mean, MC is one of those guys along with Stardust. No matter where they are, they're going to be performing well, I think. They'll have their off tournaments and stuff like that. But for some reason, they're able to perform really, really well, whereas players... I see even with my own teammates like Jochi and Soxry, they really struggle practicing in Europe because they were in that intense practice environment in Korea for so long. And then they come to Europe where the skill just isn't as high. Like, let's put it out on the table, right? And their skill level, it started out like this when they first moved and then kind of went down a little, yeah. So
I mean, I know there, you know, there's a lot of good names here. Are there any dark horses? I mean, anybody that, you know, that perhaps someone isn't going to be watching? And that didn't look to be when I was looking at the names, frankly. They're all well-established players at this point.
They definitely are. Like, the dark horses would be the foreigners.
Well, yeah.
Bunny and Snoot. And Snoot hasn't played yet, and he has a doable group looking at it for him. When he's in form, I guess you can say that about any player, but when he's on form, he's really scary. So I'll be watching his games, absolutely. But other than that, yeah, like, I don't see this tournament being full of upsets or anything like that. And like you said, they're all well established, so it's not like one of them is going to win and everybody's going to be like, oh, I never expected that. Like, if they win the whole tournament, maybe, but...
You know, I miss that about Starcraft, like, the shocks. It doesn't seem to happen quite so much anymore.
Yeah, like, there was the Nation Wars tournament that old gaming did, and players like Shock from, I want to say Denmark or Norway or somewhere like that. He kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And, yeah, a couple others, but there's nothing really... There's no players that just come out of nowhere and win anymore, you know?
Well, that's why I'm looking forward to Legacy of the Void coming out.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's going to be all change, right? It's going to, you know, are we going to get back to where we were, you know, when Heart of the Swarm came out? And
I hope so. I hope that when Legacy comes out, there's a few players that were practicing it for a long time, like the Alpha or the Beta or whatever, and they just demolish the first few tournaments or something, you know, players that nobody ever really expected to. So I really hope that happens because I think it'd be exciting. It would bring a lot of change to the scene, you know, kind of stop the Koreans from dominating everything, hopefully. But yeah, that's the thing about RTS. Like, if you're good at one game, you're going to be good at another. Yeah. And if you practice hard, you're going to be good. So I think the Koreans still will have the upper hand, obviously. But in my heart, deep in my heart, I hope that, like, some foreigner from, I don't know, Peru or something comes out and just demolishes everybody.
Calling cats.
Yeah, exactly, right cats.
Well, I mean, you know, Kat says he is the, you know, best brain in StarCraft when it comes to builds. Yeah. And build orders and stuff. So maybe it could be him. Yeah. It won't be him. But I'm just kidding. Love him really, obviously. I watched the reveal. I mean, again, it's all pretty much Greek to me because, you know, I haven't played the game since Wings of Liberty campaign. Yeah. You know, but there looks to be some interesting changes in there. I mean, how do you think it's going to go in terms of balance and? So I really love the direction that Blizzard's going in. They're making things a lot more micro-focused and a lot more
fast-paced, as in the economy is going to be, like, it forces you to expand a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas in Wings of Liberty and HOTS, it was kind of like, hey, sit on your 4 bases for 30 minutes. You'll be fine. But no more of that in Legacy. And I love the direction that they're going in for that. I think it's really good and a lot more like Brood War. So I'm looking forward to that the most of all. The new units and stuff, I'm not excited for it yet, because looking at when Heart of the Swarm was revealed, so much changed between the reveal and the actual launch.
Yeah, true.
So to be honest, and this is being perfectly candid, I don't give a shit about the units right now. I don't care in the slightest bit, because everything's going to change. There's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if there's even, they change the units to different names and whatever.
Do you think it's going to address the Protoss problem?
I think so. I think...
I mean, Blizzard must be aware of that by now. It's not like every single pro player's like gone on about it for like 6 months. Even I'm talking about it, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So, you know.
I think the changes that we see in the upcoming months will address that. And like you said, Blizzard knows what the community wants, what pro players want. And I think that will address the issue. Even the economy change, where you're expanding a lot more, that'll have a big impact on Protoss. Huge impact.
True.
Yeah.
So what about, you know, in terms of where the competitive scene is overall? Because new expansion pack, or, you know, whole new game, as they're saying, it's going to, obviously we're going to see a spike in interest again. Right? We did with Heart of the Swarm. Heart of the Swarm. Everybody started coming back to the game. The numbers started going up on Twitch TV, but it didn't last.
It didn't last.
So is it going to last this time? Are we going to enter another golden age for StarCraft?
That's a hard question. I think what'll happen is that there's going to be a spike, and then it'll be the same as Heart of the Swarm. It kind of cools off very quickly. But I think that the thing about StarCraft and the thing about RTS genres is that it's such a resilient genre. Like, there's always going to be that niche crowd that kind of follows the scene very loyally, and always going to be those diehard fans, you know. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't see the spike lasting, to be honest with you. I would love for it to last, but I don't see it lasting. I think it's going to be the same as Heart of the Swarm.
But what can Blizzard do then? Because I think finally Blizzard have kind of started to warm to the idea of esports, which is historically, as ridiculous as it sounds, they've never really been into it. You know, I remember interviewing a Blizzard employee, and they were just like, look, we don't care about it. We make good games, and you know, if esports comes out of those good games,
so
great,
be it.
So be it. But we're not going to get involved. And then obviously since then we've seen, you know, amazing success in Hearthstone, you know, which I don't even think they foresaw.
No, absolutely not.
You know, and now, obviously Heroes of the Storm is going to be pretty big, and they're really looking to implement esports ideas.
And WCS as well.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So maybe Blizzard are going to be like, look, there's a way we can hook people in when the new version of the game comes out, when Legacy gets in.
Yeah.
So what do you think they could do? I
think, you know, this is kind of beating a dead horse. I'm really excited to see what WCS brings. Because I think that could be like the saving grace of StarCraft esports, you know. I think if we get those national heroes, those foreign hopes, and really invest in them like Blizzard seems to be doing and stuff like that, I think that could be really cool for esports. And yeah, it'll introduce like a lot of new up-and-comer players and stuff like that, and kind of give more hope to the scene, you know. That average gamer out there, maybe they say, yeah, like esports could do it for me, and there's this opportunity in front of me. All I need to do is go and grab it. Whereas right now, it's so far away. You know, they'd never be able to. Like the average gamer.
Because I'm not born in Korea.
Exactly. Yeah.
Problem number one. Cannot be fixed. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but I mean, what about the whole? Look, it comes up all the time. I'm kind of loath to bring it up myself now, but why not? You know, the issue of free to play is still there, and I've been saying this. I don't see why. You know, why you couldn't say, I don't know, you charge for the campaign, but the multiplayer aspect of StarCraft could be free, and you know, I think they need to do something to have this. If they broaden the player base, it stands to reason everything else will get better.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
That's just common sense.
And like they kind of did that by introducing Legacy as a standalone game.
Yeah.
But the question is it enough, right? Is it enough to broaden that player base that is ridiculously important? Obviously, sitting here on this couch, I could say, yeah, free to play is the best way to go, you know? But there's so many things that I don't know about marketing, that I don't know about Blizzard's interests. I think the best thing for esports would be free to play. I think there's no question about that. But Blizzard has its own interests. It's a big company, and they have people that are smart.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just hard for me to say they should, because I'm not smart enough to say that they should. Yeah, but for esports, yes.
I mean, so would you describe yourself as excited about it? Should everyone be getting hyped about this? I mean,
if you're really interested in the game and you love esports, yeah. I'm ridiculously excited for Legacy. Just the fact that one economy change that I've been talking about, it's going to be so interesting. It's going to change the game completely. The new units and stuff, sure, it's really exciting as well, and a lot of casual gamers will really be excited about that. I think it's something that people will really be excited about, and the new WCS changes combined with that could be really cool. Could be really cool.
Do you think we'll see any of the old guards come back to play in Starcraft competitively when the new game comes out? I mean, there's a lot of names out there that I'm sure people would like to see competing again. You know, Naniwa, for example. Idra, you know, how he's popped up at BlizzCon.
Well, if there's ever a time for those players to come back, it would be Legacy.
Yeah.
Because it will be a lot different from, like, the transition from Wings to Heart of the Swarm was very smooth. It wasn't that much difference at all. But from Heart of the Swarm to Legacy, it's going to be a big change, I think. So if there is a time for those players to come back, it would be now. I think some players like Idra, they have their own lives now, you know, going to school, whatever. I don't think we'll see them return to esports, maybe streaming or something like that, but I hope we see some players like Naniwa and stuff come back. That would be really cool.
You know, the scene's lacking big personalities at the moment, so I think, you know, it's great. We're starting to see more Koreans kind of embrace the American lifestyle and
show their personality more.
Show their personality more, and as it get away from the Casper handcuffs and all of that good
the Casper jail.
Yeah, the Casper jail. But you know, I still think we do miss some of the bigger names,
especially players that we love to hate. You know, like
exactly.
the Idra, the Naniwa,
the bad guys.
It's so fun. Like whenever Naniwa or Idra played, I was always watch that tournament.
Oh yeah,
because you know, and everybody would. You know, you'd see Idra get 20,000 stream viewers, and then when he played in a tournament, everybody would be watching. We're really lacking something like that right now. There's no reason for the average gamer to watch. Like, sure, you can see great gameplay, but it's really hard to differentiate between great gameplay and amazing gameplay, you know? So
why don't you just become the bad guy then? Have you ever thought about that? I mean,
I'm Canadian.
I can't. True, I know. Yeah. But that would make it all the more special.
Yes.
An evil Canadian. That's never happened.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I've thought about it in the past, and I was like a jerk and stuff.
Well, I have heard your BM on ladder.
Yes, absolutely, and I still am. But you know, when it comes to professional gaming teams and stuff like that, like if you're just a dick, nobody wants to pick you up. Yeah. If you're like the meanest bad guy out there, like Idra Naniwa was, everybody will want you.
Yeah.
But I think what would happen if I tried, I would just be a dick, and everybody would just think I was a dick, and I wouldn't be, you know, the bad guy.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
I can't be bad enough, right? I would have to be. They just have a certain way. They don't.
Practice.
Yes. Yeah. And I think they're naturally really strange people.
Yeah.
So I think that it comes very naturally to them. Whereas, I don't know, I'd like to think I'm somewhat nice and somewhat normal in real life as well. So I don't think I could do that, to be honest with you. I just don't think it would be easy enough.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, yeah.
It's just, you're missing an opportunity. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know. And I mean, that's where all the esports money comes in, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. I've made a career out of being an asshole. Yeah. So it works, kids.
Yeah, you and Thorne together, right?
Yeah. Well, look, so I'll wish you all the best for the move back home and stuff.
Thank you.
Where can we see more of Kane if we wanted to, for whatever reason?
Sure. Well, I stream on Twitch. I love Twitch. It's
smooth.
My stream is twitch.tv/KaneSC2.
Yep.
You can follow me on Twitter at myIkane. And yeah, those are the two main places.
Okay. And any tournaments lined up?
Not right now. San Jose starts like the 6th or 7th of December, but I get back home the 3rd or 4th, so I don't want to leave right away. Just next year, watch out for me in American tournaments, because I'm coming.
All right.
I'm coming.
It's good to hear. Well, great to talk to you.
Yeah, great to
wish
talk
you all
to
the
you.
best.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the lounge. I mean, just saying goodbye for the purposes of the interview.
You know it, yeah.
So there you go. So that was the great Kane. Wish him all the best, and be sure to follow him because he loves Twitch, don't we all? We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with some more interviews from here at DreamHack Winter in the Twitch lounge.